But you need that discipline. You need someone to come in and be that discipline. It can't. So then when they get divorced, if he decides to go live with dad, he just becomes a fat, lazy piece of shit. And he doesn't get the discipline that he needed from mom. And this is, by the way, this is bigger, America. You need this information.
Welcome, everybody, to Court Cousins, episode 76. My name is Kyle. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, my cousin, Jason the Peach. We have a spectacular show for you, second cousins. Peach, tell the good people what they're going to have today.
Hey, we've got a check-in that we have to rebrand now because OKC is not here. We've also got our social media roundup. It's the meat and potatoes of the show. Then we've got Stoplight, which I think you're going to find as a juicy, nice, perhaps after-dinner dessert, if you will. And then at the end, that coffee at the end of a long, good meal. It's the large ending. It's going to be piping hot.
Yes. A nice espresso, if you will. A pick-me-up. And before we get into any of that hijinks and hilarity, please, we got to join us in shouting out our all-stars and second cousins over on the Patreon. Shout out to Luis Rosario, Bolby the Don, Paulo and Franz's Warmth, Dylan Holden, Magic Player History, Matthew Bell, Dan Young, Gloria, and Damien. So thank you very much. If you can, you've got a little extra change in your pocket. $5 a month goes a long way to helping us with all the software and the expenses that we have for the show. We would appreciate it very much.
Yes, you know, a while back, you decided, hey, no more commercials on YouTube. Let's just watch the show out in full. And I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube. The other day when I was rewatching our Desmond Bane trade breakdown thing,
yes,
I was like, man, it's so nice to watch something without commercials. We do that for ye so that you don't have to watch those commercials. So, you know, maybe scratch our backs a little bit while we're scratching yours.
Well, Peach, I have bad news.
Oh, he's going back to it.
I put the commercials back.
Time is over. We're back to commercials. Let me get that sweet YouTube money. Let's go. Sorry, you guys are going to have to watch the videos.
They didn't appreciate it. People, our second cousins, they didn't appreciate it. You didn't appreciate it, second cousins. We didn't have enough people sign up on the Patreon. We did that for about 6 months, but yeah, now we're sucking off the tea of the algorithm again, and thank you for watching the commercials. We appreciate it.
Almighty algorithm, which will make sure that I don't swear in the first 5 minutes. I will try. It is really fucking hard to do.
Oh, shit. Now I can make penis jokes. The floodgates have opened.
Damn it.
Okay, well, we've probably gone off-road a little bit too much here. So, Peach, folks, second cousins, viewers out there, normally we check in on the spectrum of a player throughout our years. We've had the Rolo check-in, social emotional check-in. We've had the psychological check-in. We have the Are You Okay CP check-in. Didn't we do a Chuma one as well? What the hell was the name of that one?
Chuma? Yep. Are You Okay check-in?
Oh, that's right. That was a good one. But now that KCP has gone down the dusty trail, we're in a limbo here, Peach, and so we don't really have a player yet or an idea. So I want to keep doing it, Peach. Are you saying that you don't want to have a check-in name anymore? No, is that what this slide means?
I do, but I'm just nervous because we've done this 4 years, 4 different players. None of those players are currently on the Orlando Magic roster. So I feel like maybe it's a little bit of a curse or something towards these gentlemen. I don't know. Maybe we just try to keep it more like the whole team. Plus, also, we run out of we were flirting with some Bane ideas here, which I'm not against.
Yeah.
But like, are we just going to show a picture of him in Grizzly shit every week? Because I mean,
that's true.
You run out of stuff, right? Like some guys like KCP, not a lot of we were running low on KCP stuff. So it was like, if we did something that was more broad, then we could have more people to select from, coaches, fans, even. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
We're cooking up something. We're going to come up with something. You have a picture, though, so would you like to go first?
Let's also ask, let's crowdsource this. People, second cousins out there, if you have an idea for this, I mean, we don't want this to be the curse. You're right. So no Paulo or Franz suggestions, please. But if you have an idea for a good player pun for our social emotional check-in, or like Peach said, something that incorporates the whole team or the whole fan base where we can find good photos to represent our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, we would greatly appreciate that. And Peach, you are right. I did have a picture. I thought we were just going to do any picture today. So I have this picture of Goga Batatse here, strolling in to a game. He's got the shades on. He's smiling. He has what looks like, I don't know, maybe is that like a Batman shirt on with abs, like 8-pack abs. And this is just kind of how I'm feeling right now, man. Yesterday was my last day of work for the summer. I'm a teacher, so we had graduation, and then I walk out of that bitch, and I just throw on Alice Cooper, "School's Out for Summer," and I just drive on home with the biggest smile on my face, kind of like Goga has right now. So it's nice, man. I put a lot of anxiety on myself, which I've been getting better at through a lot of different means, but it's nice to wake up without any anxiety because I take my job super serious. That's partly why I'm anxious, because I care so much about it. But now in the summer, I wake up and the living is easy. I've just been reading and writing this morning. I played video games, which I don't ever get to do. And I'm also doing some intermittent fasting. I've gotten back into the CrossFit gym, so I'm hoping to have those abs, Pish. Yeah. Oh yeah,
that's a good look, man. If I could, I wish I felt like I was living like that Goga life like that.
I'm sorry.
That's good to hear. I don't have a picture, but I'll still check in. I'm still
What do
here.
you got?
I got a new car last week, so things are going better for me financially going forward here. Hope should next week sometime be a raise and bonus. It's bonus season for us because the hockey season we do it June to July, or July to next June is our fiscal year. So we're doing a lot of that. I got to take the ice out of one rink this week, starting this weekend, and then the next one comes out right after that. So gonna be pretty busy, but it's good. I'm about to go to Rangers game later tonight. We're actually filming this a little early normally would, which is I know you love. I've been on your hours this week because we got a guy on vacation, so I'm doing a 5:30 a.m. thing, which is just bananas. But that being said, I'm doing pretty well. I feel like things are on the uptick in a lot of departments for me, which is very good. I've been wanting this kind of stuff for a long time, and it means more to me because I was patient and kind of waited it out to get to this point. But we're here. We're going well. I no longer have Connecticut plates living in Texas.
Oh, the BJ's gone.
It's and I got a crispy new Orlando Magic shirt. 15 minutes ago, it dropped on my doorstep, and now it's on the show with the new logo. And I can't wait to talk about the new logo. I am very excited about this.
Yes, you've been waiting for this for quite some time. If that is not a sign that portends good things coming for this show, ladies and gentlemen, that shirt showed up 15 minutes before the show. That's a lot of S's. You can't do that. It's going to be a good one. So buckle up and let's get right into the meat and potatoes, as you said, Peach, the social emotional check-in. We're not going to be cute about this. We're not going to be coy. We're not going to bury the lead. We're going right into it. Why would we do that? Orlando Magic, welcome to Orlando. Desmond Bane, fire emoji, in the new Magic white jersey, looking clean. Welcome, sir. There's been a lot of buzz in the NBA world about this one. It's kind of cool. Our Orlando Magic are the center of the universe. I know those little things, the NBA Finals are going on, but who cares about that? The Magic have Desmond Bane, and everyone's chiming in. Kevin Durant saw the Instagram video of Mosley dapping up Desmond Bane, and Kevin Durant says they heard that dap in Memphis. They did indeed, sir. And man, there is some delusional shit coming out of Memphis. I've seen some people posting, trying to say, oh, we got KCP, like one of the best role players in the league, and we got Cole, who's going to be, doing things, and we got all these picks, and oh, yeah, it's going to be great. And I'm just like, man, you guys gave up Desmond Bane, who is with this is from Brandon at Orlando Analytics. I don't care what people say about 4 firsts. Orlando just got so much better. Bane shooting percentile by the year. 2021, 83rd percentile. 2022, 99th percentile. Let's have another year like that. 2023, 93rd percentile. 2024, 93rd percentile. 2025, 87th percentile. And there's more data and stuff in there that we're not going to talk about.
He's also in the top 2% OF creators.
OF creators?
since we're throwing out facts. Yeah, you wouldn't know about that, and you shouldn't. So good, but a lot of other people will get that reference.
Oh, got it. Oh, okay? I got it. I think I got it.
Yeah, this is obviously a great ad. We talked about it a lot in our breakdown. But I got to tell you that if you can go back to the DAP up slide, and if you have not seen this, you need to go watch that video. We don't have that technology to show you videos yet. But if we could, this would be the one I'd want to show, because I tell you what, look, I'm excited about what's going on with the Orlando Magic. I like where we're going. I like the Bane trade, as we discussed on the show. Go watch that right now if you haven't. My God, man, this video pumped me up. Yeah. I saw that DAP up, arguably one of the best DAP ups I've ever seen in the history of DAP ups. And I got fired up. Like, I mean, you DAP someone up good, it kind of fires you up, right? It pumps you up. Yeah. You feel good. Oh, yeah. It's good. This was epic. Like, these guys, that was like they have been estranged for 20 years and they finally get back to bro it up. I don't know if they had any past relationship or not, but these two came together. It was something, man. And when that happened and I saw this video, I was just like, dude, I'm pumped up right now. Like, it kind of put me on a level you don't normally see me at. Like, I usually tamper my excitement quite a bit. I was like, oh, we're winning the championship right now. Like, well, I know it's not NBA Finals going on, but we've already won the NBA Finals based on the stat.
It's funny that you say that, Peach, because with this trade, the Orlando Magic odds to win the championship moved from plus 4,000 to plus 2,200. So that is an extreme leap with this move, and it clearly shows that Vegas thinks we got better. I'm ready to run through walls too right now. I think a lot of Magic fans are wishing the season started tomorrow so we could see these guys out there in Magic uniforms, but it'll be good to have some time. Bane said he's going to go link up with Paulo for a weekend. He wants to talk to other guys and get some run and some gyms with them. So it'll be good to have some time. But, like, a lot has been made about the picks, and as I'm sitting on it, I'm less and less concerned about the picks as I'm hearing some of the rationale, and it makes a lot of sense. Like, Kenny and Cole, those guys were completely outside of our rotation. They weren't. I mean, that's a lie. I'm sorry, I misspoke. They were in our rotation. Cole had kind of played his way out, but KCP, even though he was playing like 30 minutes a game, his stat lines were comical. Besides being solid on the defensive side, he was pretty much a non-factor. So because of that dip in his performance, that $22 million a year looked really bad. Like, it was not a value contract. And I think even we were excited about the Cole extension. I think he was making like 13, something like that a year. Even that, like, for a guy who's not playing, is a lot of money to pay. So those contracts became, negative contracts. And so a lot of the talk has been, well, the Grizzlies wanted a pick. So if you kind of rationalize it that way, one of those picks was to take those contracts. Then it's more like 3 picks and a swap. And hey, those picks aren't going to mean anything, like we said. But the important thing to me here is this quote from Weltman, where in his press conference he was talking about, he says, the beauty of it is not only do we keep our core, but we are very high on some of our other players. Some of the deals, as we discussed, involved our core guys or a combination of young guys, and honestly, some of the other players we were discussing didn't fit with our age profile. So it looks like, Weltman was kind of shopping around the league, doing a little window shopping, kicking the tires on some things, some players. I mean, it's kind of crazy that in all of the lead up to this, we've had multiple conversations about it. I've seen, Orlando Magic HQ, Orlando Magic Daily, 6-Man, and all the guys all of us have been talking about. I didn't see anyone mention Desmond Bane. And he is like, he's the perfect fit. Right. You didn't think he was available. And it sounds like some of those other guys that we probably mentioned, the Trae Youngs, the Colin Sextons, the Anthony Simons, those teams wanted an Anthony Black. They wanted a Jalen Suggs. They wanted even a Tristan Da Silva in picks. And it sounds like one of the main reasons, yes, Desmond Bane is a great fit, but I think the reason we also went with this is because the Memphis Grizzlies were okay not taking one of our core pieces.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think there'd be a deal made without some of those guys' names in there.
Yeah.
And dumping those salaries, like you said, that's a huge part of why all those picks had to go out of town. But
Yeah.
yeah, the like you said in the show when we did, it was the sticker shock of it at first was like, whoa. But then once
Mhm.
you really sit and break down, okay, this went to that, that went to this, and you realize that Bane is replacing them as players on our roster. And we didn't really have to give up any player that was playing for us that we found to be important to our future.
Yeah.
That's huge. That is way huge because we should have had to have given rid of at least AB or Tristan or something like that, but we didn't have to. So it is a good point by Weltman. But I will say this: he always says he's very high on some of our other players. I think you're a little too high on some of them, and by that I
Mm.
mean smoking the Chiba, because there are some of our players that I think you value a little too much and should be giving up for like second round picks just to move from them.
Are you
But
talking about any of these guys here? He
to
said
each their
AB,
own.
Tristan,
To each their own.
Wendell, Goga, Jonathan. A lot of these guys have value, and we got calls on a lot of them, Peach. Are you doubting some of that?
Okay, listen to what they're offering. Listen to them. Just because you got a call doesn't mean you can hang it up or just be like, "Oh, we got a message. They were calling about Wendell and Jonathan." But don't tell us you're getting calls. Tell us
Yeah.
what you're going to do about
Another one of those
it.
sales
Because
calls.
this isn't saying, "Oh, we got calls on these guys, but I want to keep these guys."
Yeah.
It's also not saying it's just saying we got calls on them, and it's like,
Mhm.
okay, so are you trying to stick up for these players that you want them as part of your roster, or are you saying these are the players that are available to me? Like, what is your message? Like, it's
Yeah.
not, you're just babbling. Like, it wasn't sort of like, what do the players make of this, right? If my name's on this list, what am I thinking? Am I thinking he
Mm.
means, oh, he wants me to be a part of this team, or does it mean like, oh shit, I better, let's not sign a lease because we might be out of
Yeah.
here.
That's an interesting point. That's a really interesting point, Peach. It's like on the one hand, you could take it as a compliment and say, wow, people were calling, asking after me, and my team stood by me and was loyal, and they said no. But on the other side, it could be a little clever machination here by Jeff Weltman to kind of float out, hey, people are calling us on these guys. They've got value. If you come knocking,
Right.
you've got to bring some value with you. So it's like it could be a little bit of a veiled sell for these guys. And yeah, as a player, what are you doing with that?
I don't know, but I hope he's machinating. You machinate, you son of a bitch. We love it.
Okay, well, I think we do have to, we have Desmond Bane coming in, and we're all excited about the team. I don't know. You have anything more to say on the trade? We had a whole segment on it, people. So if you really want to go deeper with that, you can go check out that segment. But yeah,
I do have one more thing to add about it, which
okay.
you mentioned, but then by the time we got back to me, I forgot to mention it. It is very, very cool to see that the amount of pub that this is getting for the Magic. I see it on a lot of the NBA things I watch on YouTube. They're all talking about it. Everyone's talking about it. They did it on a day when the finals were dead on a Father's Day. So it kind of like hit the mainstream at a good time. And it was the first trade of the season. So it kind of tells everybody, whoa, they're here. And the only thing that really stunk about it is the fact that most media outlets did not have the right logo for our team. Apparently they had a hard time getting it on their broadcast, even though I could get a t-shirt here before our podcast. They couldn't find the right graphic to put up for most of those trade displays. But that aside, it's just good to see us getting in the mainstream, making it known. We saw those odds change for us. I actually saw one where we were plus 1,800. And it's cool to see that. It lets people know, hey, they're coming, right? They've been in the playoffs 2 years in a row, a first round out. They're ready to take that next step. And I just like that because it means next year when they're deciding who gets some nationally televised games, maybe we'll be more in the mix, right? People want to see this new team now. They got the kind of the old New Jersey back. Like we're interesting now to the average NBA fan. The commoner is now taking note. And that's what happens when you've got a kingdom. Eventually, the commoners notice.
Kingdom on the rise. Are we still going with that with the new jerseys? They haven't rolled out a new slogan.
In fact, never show me those jerseys again. Let's just always put those away. 20 years down the road, I don't want to see, oh, well, at one point they wore this navy blue, and so we thought we'd bring it back. Don't do it. Stop. And you know what? I liked one of the orange jerseys.
Yeah.
If that means we have to not see those either, I'm totally fine making that sacrifice. I know a lot of fans hated the orange, but look, let's just put those away now and embrace this newness. Man, let's talk logo, bro. It's way
Okay.
too long.
Yeah. All
Should've
right.
led
You're,
the
you're
show.
going into the logo. I'll come back to Cole later.
No,
all
let's
right.
thank Cole first. Let's thank
Okay,
Cole first. We got to give Cole his flowers.
Yeah, if we're going to, we're very excited to have Desmond Bane coming in. But of course, that means that we have to have someone going out. And that guy, along with Kenny, KCP, who was only here for a cup of coffee. So we didn't have the same emotional connection to him as we did to Cole. He is the second longest tenured player, must be behind J.I. there. And, man, the energy that he brings, the sound bites, which I think I have right here. Oh, do I have cinnamon? Yep, there it is, but it was super loud.
I enjoy nutmeg and cinnamon.
He enjoys nutmeg and cinnamon. Facts. He was the mayor of Minnesota for a couple years, hitting, dagger winners against them and having big games. Definitely was just a fun guy to have around in the doldrums of the rebuilding years. Really would have liked it if it would have worked out, man. Like, it would have been nice had Cole progressed along with this team and really became that microwave point guard, just guard off of the bench who could come in and reliably get you 15 to 20, but unfortunately it was a roller coaster. And that played out early in his career. And I was hoping, hey, with more years, hopefully comes more consistency. Didn't really happen. He had awesome highs, but then some serious droughts. And it was tough to watch for a guy that you love so much, the Pokemaster himself. And I just wish him well, because he brought so much excitement and happiness to our lives. Memphis fans, if you're listening, you got a great guy in Cole Anthony. He's going to be in the community. He's just a high character guy, and I'm sure it's going to be emotional when he comes back to the Orlando Magic to play at some point. I hope he's got to get some type of tribute video, and that's going to be one epic video.
Yeah, without a doubt. Cole Anthony is he was the face and the humor on a team that stunk, right? When we started this podcast, this team stunk, and he was kind of the face of the team, and he kind of made it fun, even though it was bad times. Like, he made it palatable, right? Like, he was that really nice sea salt on an otherwise bland meal. And you got to appreciate that, because in all teams times there are going to be up times and down times. And if you can still enjoy watching them and being a part of them and identify and have fun with a player like we did with Cole Anthony, it helps keep your fandom going. Right. And so I think as time goes forward, we'll see that Cole Anthony was a great bridge player for us between those doldrum shitty years and the rebuild. He was a part of this rebuild, even on his way out because of the trade, but he needs to be considered part of this team, I think, for a long time to come. And I'd like to hope that someday maybe he finds his way back onto our roster in some way, because I think he's got a very good relationship with a lot of the community there. And just, man, I love CA. I'm going to continue to collect his cards and his stuff. It sucks that we don't have any more North Carolina players on the squad too, but we'll miss you, CA. Good luck in Memphis. Yeah. Grizzly fans, you're going to enjoy you some Cole Anthony, man. I could see him and Ja could have some fun.
Come on, Cole. Max, come on, Cole.
Oh, man. Gonna miss that guy and that drop. All right, Peach, now we'll get into what you have been waiting for weeks. Can't believe we haven't done an emergency pod on this one. You pushed for it. I was like, I don't know. But here it is. This is your moment to shine.
This is arguably more important than Desmond Bane coming to Orlando.
Oh, my God. Here he goes, ladies and gentlemen. All right, there it is. Peach, why'd you send me this? You sent me this to use on the show. This was from Owner's Box. Which Orlando Magic rebrand is better? The old, the one from the, 2010s? That jersey set with the kind of very
well, this is really
logo.
Not about that question. This is basically just showing us what we were.
Yeah.
And what we're going to.
Yes. Yeah, well, this is not even a question.
When you look at it like this, it's not even a question. So
no.
That's what it's sort of like, this is not even, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, I love the new jerseys. They brought in exactly what we wanted from the old. They kept the pinstripes, and they used some of the old font although it is slightly new, but they have that star as the A. It's just, it gives you everything you want. I even like that. What is that? The kind of the one that's cut off there as like the city edition. It's like a volleyball uniform or something.
Well, it's meant to mimic the old starter jacket, the old
that's right.
jacket
That's right.
Magic
That's right.
used to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that gave me pause. It just was like, ooh, it looked like it was going to be the black jersey, and then they changed the top. I'm cool with it. You know, it kind of works as like a secondary one. The guys seem to like it. I am okay with the white one. The white one looks clean for some reason. I like the old fonts better, but on the white one, it seems to work. I don't know. I just like it. But I'm sorry, the blue one, I just see it and this is what it's supposed to look like right here. And it looks like somebody just like got a jersey from China.
Yeah.
And like they said, this is Orlando Magic basketball jersey. And it's like, no, it's not. it's like, it's not quite, it's just not quite, it's not right. Like it
looks
wrong.
shrunk or like just smaller for some reason. I don't know why. What's going on?
Yeah,
if
you flip over to the next one, you can see them side by side here, with the old Magic, the old Orlando, and the logos there. So,
okay.
I like the way the Magic came out. I like the old one, but I get that they're trying to give us what they want. What we really wanted was just to go back to the old jersey.
Yeah, just run the shit back.
Yeah. But they were like, no, we got to put our stamp on it. We got to change it. We got to modernize it. I get it.
Well, yeah. So, like, someone in the marketing department wants to get paid, so they got to make it look like they're doing something, Peach.
I'm pretty cool with most of this because they're basically trying to make both people happy. And for the most part, we are happy. We got our pinstripes back. You know, we're doing, it's pretty good. I don't, when you compare those Orlando fonts, you can't tell me anybody likes that one on the right more. I think that's the biggest swing and the miss here. And then when you take a look at the actual logo, that looks like a tire around we look like a tire. Like it looks a little Detroit Red Wings or Detroit based to me. I don't care for the circle around, which is why I bought the shirt without the circle around it.
Yes.
Because I like the ball on its own. I still think classic ball is better, but I see why for branding purposes they went with this ball, because this ball, these stars are attached to the logo, and then there's only 2 freestanding stars. So like from an embroidery standpoint and putting stuff on shirts quickly, it's probably a lot easier for them to sell that. So I understand the modernization of parts of the logo. But yeah, I don't love that rounded one, but I like the new ball. As I was saying to you before the show, if you've got the Orlando Magic app, I don't know if you can see it there. Make it Magic. This is the screen that loads up when you open up the Orlando Magic app. And that star in the Magic, that's that offset star that you see in all these new logos with that kind of
the
offset star. It's kicked to the side. They were preparing us all year long. That was a star. They knew that's what they wanted to go with.
Wow.
And I gotta say, it's pretty good. I don't, obviously I have notes, but like, it's good. It's a step in the right direction. I would wear all 3 of these jerseys. I'll probably get the blue one last. It'll take a little while. My biggest beef with them is the shorts, which you don't see a lot of stuff on, but when you see the shorts, you'll be like, what's up there? Because they messed that up.
Okay.
The star is supposed to go down at the point, like it did on the classic jerseys. I mean, now the star is just kind of hanging out loose on the side.
Okay.
It's there, but it's loose.
That's
and
weird.
then on the black ones,
I haven't seen that really.
On the black ones, I think it's actually like the ball, the whole ball and stars, I think, is on the side. It looks awkward. It's sort of like the Cavs jerseys where they're like white and then there's just this random C on the side, not in any kind of location, or there's no piping. And it's just sort of like, this is not, it's a swing and a miss for me. I'm a big short wearer, as you know.
Oh yeah. This guy, short aficionado.
Jersey short. Yeah. And I'm not loving the way those new shorts look. So there might be a while before I go full uni in the new stuff.
Okay.
Because I don't have shorts to match that, but I am loving the white jersey home.
Well, that will certainly be a loss for the Magic community. No Peach in full uni yet. That's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for me to. I want it for next Court Cousins night.
We all have to make adjustments. Well, I can always wear some throwbacks.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I love the new rebrand. I think it's awesome. The new Orlando font is a little boxy for me, and the font inside of the circular logo is bad. Like, it just kind of looks like I did it in Canva, and I've been doing Canva for like a year. Just that kind of stock text. I think they could have done better there. But overall, I'm not going to complain, man. This is freaking awesome. This is what we wanted. And you sent me this City Edition jersey, which is a leak, I guess. Apparently, this is going to be the 25-26 jersey. Now, that thing is sexy. Is that? I think we all have a little PTSD with the grays, because the last time us Magic fans saw the grays or with the T-shirt jerseys, and those did not go over well. But if is this gray piece, or is this, because it looks gray now that I'm looking at it? I don't know if it's white or gray.
I think it's supposed to be gray, which I love, because we haven't had a good gray jersey.
Yeah.
So it brings back the old font on front. I'm not sure why we've got to mix that old number in there, but that's basically just a gray version of those orange ones we had.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. And that 5 is from the 2020 or 2010s, 2020s era jerseys we just looked at. It's that more kind of robotic, boxy font. I do like the piping on the side with the stars. I've always liked that look. I'm excited for that one. I will definitely be copying all of the above. D, all of the above.
I'm telling you right now, if those shorts match those orange ones and they look just like that, but in that colorway, that will be, that's my full outfit right there.
Okay.
Right there. So that one's not even on the books, but that could be the one. But yeah, I'm excited about them. I like them. I think this was another good stamp of, wow, look at the Magic are going back to this logo, right? Like people used to buy our jerseys back in the day. Like a lot of people have these Penny Hardaway or Shaq jerseys from that era.
Because they're dope.
Because they were cool.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's back in the day when people used to rock Charlotte Hornets starter jackets just because they were aqua and purple.
Oh,
and people
the
were
teal,
like, wow.
baby.
You know?
Yeah, man. Feel the teal.
And there's a little bit of that vibe going on back in Orlando right now. We're like, hey, we're getting big guys in here. We're trying to make a run. We got some superstars, and we want everyone to know you should play with us on NBA Jam going forward, because we're about to start being a dominant team again.
Oh, yes. We're going to see the Magic creeping up in every region around the country. 5th most played team, 3rd most played team, 2nd most played team. Let's go. We have these other logos. I don't know if you want to just quickly touch on these. I think we can agree we're all giving the new ones a thumbs up, but were there any of these, Peach, that you thought, especially let's just talk about, maybe the ball logos here. Were there any ball logo that you would have preferred? I think I like top left, but it looks a little too cartoony. Maybe bottom middle. That's pretty similar to the one we had with the Dwight Howard years. Those would be my two favorites, but I'm happy with what we got.
I think what we did is actually better than any of those logos right there. As far as the word marks go, I kind of dig that one on the lower left.
Yeah. That's more classic font, right?
The lower right one is cool too. Like they're cool, but I think we did okay with what we've got. I think they're better than those ones that you see there. Some of those alternate logos, that looks like a weekend tournament logo or something like that. Like it looks like a version of it looks like a Court Cousins logo or something, right? Like something that sort of looks like the Magic logo, but isn't.
Yeah.
In fact, maybe we should try to take one of those and redo our logo.
That is a great idea by you, because we cannot print any merch because it's too close to the Orlando Magic logo, and they get us for copyright, those bastards. They can't let us get a little nut for ourselves. Come on. Just let us break us off something. Orlando Magic.
Well, now their new logos don't really look like our logo, so
yeah, so maybe that will go away. I don't know, probably not. Well, all right, Peach, that has been Social Media Roundup. Thank you, everyone, for all of your posts about our beloved Orlando Magic. Shout out to Owner's Box, the Orlando Magic official tag, our boys over at Orlando Magic HQ, ESPN Bet, and ORL Analytics, as well as Kevin Durant for coming through the Social Media Roundup. He's going to be pumped that he made an appearance on Court Cousins.
Well, he may make an appearance because it doesn't seem like teams want him, and he might just end up being with the Orlando Magic. Because look, how often do we trade with the Suns? We have a long history of sending guys to the Suns. This seems like, hey, no one else is calling you about Durant. We could get some Durant over here for a couple of years. It'd be fun.
Yeah, he just opts out. They waive him, and he just takes the veteran minimum because he wants to play with Paulo so badly.
He's under contract, so I think at worst he'd go back to them. But I think they would take a package that included like J.I., Wendell, and maybe a pick or a young guy or two just to like get something because they clearly don't want to just lose Durant for nothing. I mean,
yeah, this is a little tangential. I saw something online, a rumor that the Raptors were offering R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, somebody else in a first-round pick as their Jakob Poeltl.
The best they get.
Jakob Poeltl, yeah, and that's kind of what the comment said. That's how much is a team really going to want to go in for aged 37, 38, 39 Kevin Durant? He's getting up there, right?
He's getting up there, but I think part of the problem is that they need to make sure whoever's going to, if you're going to give that kind of capital about him, you better make sure you can get him for a couple of years. Because if this is just a one year thing and you send that much people out of town, you're killing your future. So I don't think Toronto really wants to do that. I don't think that's good for what their rebuild is doing. But I don't know. Maybe they got to sell tickets in Toronto and Scotty Barnes isn't a draw. So what are you going to do, right?
Woo! Okay, with that shade, we're not going on to Sunshine and Shade, Peach. I think you have the different segment in mind. We're going on to Traffic Light. In this segment, it's red, stop. Oh, green, go. Yes, I have it. And yellow,
a little
slow down. There's the slow down. Let me do that again. Green, you're zooming on through. Red, throw on the brakes, sir. So we're going to have a statement here, and it's going to be either red, green, or yellow, depending on how we feel about it. We teased this a little bit earlier, Peach. Weltman said that a lot of teams have been giving calls on Anthony Black, Tristan da Silva, Wendell, Goga, and Jonathan Isaac. A lot of these guys have value, and we've been getting calls on a lot of them. So we postulated what that could possibly mean. The statement is, Peach, 4 out of these 5 guys will be on the roster at the beginning of the year. Is this hit the brakes, go on through, or slow down?
Well, the purposes of the way we've worded the question here, I want to do whatever one says that I know that who the Orlando Magic are, and they don't like to make a lot of moves.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure that 4 of these 5 will be on the team at the start of the season. So I'm going to go ahead and green light this. I think that is true. In fact, I'm pretty sure all 5 of them are coming back, and I'm trying to make my peace with that. I don't love it, but hopefully he is trying to, like we said, maybe he's trying to button hook some people into getting a little bit more for some of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
I could see very easily it would make some sense to try to package a couple of those guys together. I really think they like them some AB and Tristan, and I like them too. Yeah. Those would be young pieces that it's hard to put a price on because you're not sure how good they could be.
Right.
But again, if we are getting those guys out and bringing in a couple of vets who can be scorers off our bench, because I'm worried about our bench right now. I don't love the way where's scoring coming from on our bench is my question to you. And so we need to find a way to get that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it's accomplished, but I don't think it's going to be whoever we draft at 25 overall. Could be wrong, but I mean, I don't think we're going to get somebody that low that is going to be a bench stud in year 1 or 2. So yeah, that's my take on it. What do you think?
I think I'm going to slow down. I'm going through a yellow light because I'm on the fence on this one. I very much could see, and I'm hoping that only 3 of these 5 are on the roster at the beginning of the season. I really hope it's not like last year, Peach, where we got Kenny and we're like, all right, good first move. What's next? And it was nothing. Yep. Nothing was next. Corey Joseph was next. That cannot be this year. Right. I think,
that would be great
for a number of benefits. However you want to rationalize it, Weltman, I think we need to make another move. Whether it is to, like you said, Peach, bring in some time-tested scorers for the bench. That's what you said you wanted to do, right, Weltman? Well, you got Desmond Bane. That's a good first chip. But who else could it be? Or if you want to say, hey, you know what? I overpaid Wendell last year on that extension. and there's an opportunity for me to send him over to the Lakers or who need a big, there's an opportunity for me to send him somewhere for an expiring deal or a couple lower paid guys, and we're just going to waive this one or however it is, just to, ease some of the tension on the salary cap, that's another legitimate reason to make a move. And I think, there's a lot of guys there's a lot of teams that could use some bigs around the league, and we do have a few good ones. And J.I., man, we just know something, right? Like, the guy was supposedly healthy, quote unquote, but he played 15 minutes a game. I mean, it was very clear he was on a freaking minutes restriction, but no one was saying it. It was all this cloak and dagger nonsense and talk, and no, everything's fine here. Look the other way. Well, then why the hell wasn't he playing? And I think some teams still may have in their mind, like some of us fans do, that J.I. is this potential defensive player of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, he hasn't been that for 5 years now, 4 years now, whatever it is. It's been a long damn time. And I think it's time.
He doesn't play enough to qualify.
That's true. Well, is it games or minutes? I think he might have got the 65 games. But yeah. But, is there someone out there that's actually a better contract? Because after we just took that poison pill first year, we paid him a whole bunch of money. I think it was like $25 million last year, and now it's going down. Maybe there's a team that wants to take a chance on Jonathan Isaac, and we can get back an asset or a draft pick or something that we can use and then flip and turn around. I would really hope for some of those things. So, some more moves, and Jonathan Isaac and Wendell Carter Jr. would be at the top of my potential list.
I hope you're right, for the record. I would love to, but if I'm trying to predict, that's the only reason I made my pick. But I agree with you.
Yeah, and I think AB, now with Desmond Bane, who's more of a creator, can do some things. Like, there's going to be some interesting ways to stagger these lineups. And so I think we might get a further unlocked version of Anthony Black. I'm excited to see him in year 3. Tristan looked really good. He kind of hit a rookie wall year 1 towards the end of the season. But, man, he can do some Franz Wagner things as he's backing that man up. Can he take another jump?
He got
I know
less minutes down the stretch, too.
Yeah, right. And
Mosley got into his I love veterans mode and was just like, fuck it.
Oh, Gary Harris, get out there and brick some threes.
He's no longer with the team. Yeah.
See you, great. Glad that we did that. I mean, that's the head-scratching stuff. It would have been nice to see Tristan da Silva out there getting some more meaningful minutes, especially in the playoffs. But I like Tristan. I know he's an older player, and the knock on older players is they come out and they're 23, 24. Talking about 23 and 24-year-olds as old as some type of crazy shit. But he's an older guy, and so the knock on them is, well, they're not going to have any more upside. That's who they are as a player. And I don't know, man. I mean, I've changed a shit ton since I was 24, and Tristan da Silva seems to have the work ethic to do it. So don't react too much to that, Peach. I want to see more.
Better athletically, but okay.
That's a fair point. I'm really optimistic about Tristan da Silva. I want to see more of that kid this year. And who the hell knows what's going on with Jet Howard? Like, are we just going to keep him on our roster and continue to not play him? Is he a guy that we could see go out the door? I know he wasn't on the list that we're talking about here for Traffic Light, but that's a big question mark.
Well, that's what made what Wellman said so interesting, because he didn't say Jet Howard's name. He didn't say Moritz Wagner's name. Like, he didn't say Suggs' name. He didn't say a lot of other names. So it's like, well, why are you saying those names then? So you trying to say, hey, these guys are up for grabs or what? Like,
right. Okay. All right. You ready for the next one, Pish?
Yep.
Okay. So a lot has been made out there by various pundits about whether or not this move makes the Orlando Magic a legitimate contender, whether or not this was the right all-in move for Desmond Bane. So I put forward to you, sir, Magic top 3 team in the East this upcoming season. What say you, Pish? Sorry,
fan base. I know you're not going to like to hear this, but I'm going to go ahead and hit the stoplight on this one.
No!
It is way too soon to think that we will be top 3 in the East, I think. And not because we won't be good and improved and better, but I think 4 is our ceiling for me. I feel like there's other teams in the East that are good. People are writing off the Celtics because they're going to have to cut some cap, but they're still going to be real good because they could cut two of those players and still honestly be in a very good position. They had a deep bench to begin with. So I think they're still going to be good and we shouldn't sleep on them. Apparently the Pacers are here to stay. I don't think the Knicks are going anywhere. I mean, I just feel like there's probably three teams. I mean, the Cavs are going to continue to win in the regular season. So if you want to talk about seedage, I think we might be better than them or even the Pistons or the Pacers. I mean, but yeah, the Pistons is another good misspeak by me because they're also in this conversation. They're moving up.
Yep.
I just think they've had more time to all gel as a team. And I think that record wise, those teams could all be above us at the end of the season. But what were the Pacers going into this playoff? 5, 4? 4. Okay. Well, they're the 4th seed and they're in the NBA finals.
Yep.
2 games away from the chip. So just because you got a lower seed doesn't mean we can't be a threat. I just don't think that the way the record goes throughout the entire season that we will be top 3 in the East. I would love it. Don't get me wrong. But if you're forcing me to bet, I'm going to hit the brakes on this one. Where are you at?
That's fair. I think I'm doing the same thing I did. I see the yellow coming. I'm slowing down. But I'm going to try to get through that puppy. All right? I'm going to try to get on through that light. You're right, Peesh. Looking at the standings from last year, we have here the Magic in 7th place. Ahead of us were the Pistons, the Bucks, the Pacers, the Knicks, the Celtics, and the Cavs. And so if we were in 7th, that means we need to jump 4 teams. 3 teams, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 teams. So, okay, I'll give you Celtics have no Jason Tatum. They might look at this as a down year. Their roster might be different. It might be kind of an off year for them. I'll give you that. The Bucks, Damian Lillard out. Who knows if Giannis is on that roster? Even with Giannis, I don't know. They're kind of aging right now. Are they going to be – okay, I'll give you that. But like you said, man, Cade Cunningham had an all-pro season. Like, he's here now. The Pistons are here now. They're legitimate. They're not going to take any nights off. They have Asar Thompson. They've got guys. The Pacers in the finals. The Knicks, they want to get a chip. The Cavs are stacked. So it's going to be tough, but I said yellow because I wouldn't be surprised if we were able to sneak into the 3. I think 4-5 seems that would be a green light for me, but I would not be surprised if we somehow got into the 3rd seed. And like you said, it's always tough. Our excitement is high for this team, but be ready for there to be a few growing pains as we start the year because teams have to gel, and Desmond Bane, as much as he wants to try to, fly out and play a little bit in an empty gym with Paolo Banchero, it's not like game reps. So there very well could be a little bit of a slow start to next season before the team really gets cooking. And who knows when we're going to have Moritz back too. Like Jalen Suggs is coming off an injury. We don't know what those guys are going to look like. So we might be a man or 2 down and our team starting to gel when the season gets going. Hopefully not, but those are realistic possibilities. So yeah.
With the way the season ended and the way I felt about the team at the end of the year, I can't just say Desmond Bane is the Band-Aid that's going to fix this wound all the way, right?
Great point.
It's not much else has changed. I know Suggs and Moritz come back, but even with Suggs and Moritz on the team last year, we're not beating the Celtics in the first round.
Yeah.
So I just feel like there's still things that need to happen here. There's no way I can put us in the top 3 in the East with just one man coming in. And by the way, like 3 or 4 guys going out. Until I see who else is replacing those guys, that's too big a claim to stake.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We'll have to revisit this maybe. If we make a couple more moves, maybe we'll feel it differently.
Oh, yeah.
But until now.
Talk about it again later.
Okay. All right, here we go.
We should just revisit all of these right before the season. Well, we're going to look back at these and just be like, let's see where we are.
Last one, Peesh. Jamal Mosley will coach this team to a chip. What say you about that? Where are you on this one? Or do you
Does
want me
that
to go
include
first?
an Eastern Conference championship?
Oh, my God. They are giving out trophies for that now, aren't they?
They have for a long time, yeah.
I guess just the ethos of this question is, do you think Jamal Mosley is the guy that could coach this team to a chip? Because, for me, as much as I love Mosley, I guess I'm really consistent here. I'm throwing on the brakes. I'm easing up because I don't want to get a ticket. I see there's an officer over there, so I'm going to just slow down to this light.
So you're yellow light or red light?
I'm yellow light.
Yellow. Okay.
I'm yellow light, but I'm cautiously yellow. I'm closer to red than I am to green. I believe in Jamal Mosley as a leader of men. I think he'd be a great CEO for any company that you would want. He'd be able to do it anywhere. And I think as a player's coach, tremendous. But as we know, the X's and O's matter more in the playoffs, and we haven't really yet seen any of those moves. I can't think of any maneuverings that we made in the playoffs that I thought, oh, okay, nice there. There wasn't any chess happening in that Celtics series. One thing that I didn't like is when we took Paolo Banchero out in the third quarter of game, 5, and the lead just started getting away. And I know he's got 4 fouls, coach, but let's get that guy in. We're going to lose. And the game was lost there while Paolo Banchero was sitting on the bench. So we've seen a very lackluster offense. We get it that they like to run this horns offense with a pick at the top of the key, and then I trust the guys to make the right play. Well, the offense has been anemic, so maybe we can trust ourselves to draw a fucking play, So let's draw one up. How about? Let's try that. And I just don't think that he's that guy right now, but I do believe he can grow into being that guy. I just need to see something. And with Desmond Bane coming in, I don't want Desmond Bane to be an afterthought with Paulo and Franz there. I want to see some stuff particularly drawn for Desmond Bane. I want him to continue to be a 20-point per game scorer. I don't want him to always be deferring to Paulo and Franz. Or else, why did we just trade all those assets to just get a guy in the background who we want to just shoot threes? So I want to see what's happening. And with, Jet Howard, that guy can be a torch. Why don't we have, when he gets in, why don't we have something for him? It just seems like there's not enough pre-designed offensive stuff, and maybe that means getting an offensive guy to go next to him, and then he can be the guy to lead us to a chip. But right now, I gotta slow down and almost put on the brakes, Peesh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I bravo, sir.
Okay.
I enjoyed all of that. That was fantastic. Those are some of the points that I would love to make. I've got to go red here. The only reason I want to go yellow is because I like Jamal Mosley. And like you said, I think the players like Jamal Mosley. I mean, I don't think anyone could not like Jamal Mosley. He seems like a very likable guy. Yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and, because you've already made some of the points I'm going to make this point in a different way.
Oh, an interpretive dance.
It's analogy time.
Okay.
It's not quite the growth flower, but it could be. It's not quite the J.I. and the father who leaves town after buying cigarettes.
So good. Go look at that short, everybody. Yes. And
it's not quite the jerseys and pie, which, by the way, is still one of my favorite things I've ever said on the show. Go watch that short. So this is like being raised by you're a mother and a father, right? And you got the father, and he gets along with you well. He plays video games with you. He lets you slough off on your chores. He'll let the dishes sit in the sink a day, lay out longer, whatever. He don't care. He's loose, right? And then the mom comes in and she's like, "Hey, you get your ass down there and you do those dishes, and then you go do the lawn and you cut the shit." And then the kid, he kind of doesn't like the mom because the mom is busting his balls, right?
Ah, yes.
But you need that discipline. You need someone to come in and be that discipline. It can't. So then when they get divorced, if he decides to go live with dad, he just becomes a fat, lazy piece of shit. And he doesn't get the discipline that he needed from mom. And this is, by the way, this is bigger, America. You need this information. So kids need discipline, right? And in our team, they're kids and they need discipline. And I think that Jamal Mosley looks a little lost sometimes. Like you said, I don't see him making any big changes where I go, wow, that was a great change for him to go to zone there. Or wow, what a great play they drew up coming out of that timeout. You know what I mean? I don't have those moments with him. And I love that our team loves him and loves playing for him. And I told you how pumped I was about the Desmond Bane dap up earlier with our head coach. I'm still psyched about it. So it's hard for me to say red light on this, but I don't see that guy that like is motivating our young men and giving them the tools they need to succeed. We've seen just absolutely terrible offense from this team, right? So whatever we're doing on that end of the ball needs to change. And I feel like you said, we're seeing the same sets all the time and doing the same things. And it's like, we need to, I know Paulo and Franz are our main scorers, but we need that third, because that's when we win games, is when a third person really scores points. So like you said, if Bane's going to come in and disappear, then you'll have wasted all of this stuff. So hopefully there's going to be some room for him to eat on a regular basis, because when 3 guys are scoring, we win games. If it's just 2, we don't. So I just don't see enough stuff from him to feel like he's the guy. And I'd be cool if we had an assistant coach who was a ball buster and could be that person to get Jalen Suggs to do the dishes, then I'd be more for this. But right now I don't see that, because I see guys like Mermays who's soft-spoken and, well, it's really cool, man. And it's like, I need some more sternness on that bench, right? But to play devil's advocate to my own point, there does come a point when you've played for a coach so long, a player's coach, that you you earn his respect to the point where you don't want to disappoint him. And that's, I think, a motivating factor for him as a coach. I see that with like Suggs. I know Suggs doesn't want to disappoint him. I think they have some sort of a bond that is different, but you can't just always be that player's coach. You've got to bust balls. You've got to hold some guys more accountable. And like we said earlier too, there's times when we just see veterans playing that aren't going to be part of this team and aren't now, when we could have seen what Tristan Da Silva could have done against the Celtics. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
So like, I just don't know where all those decisions are, even the decisions to challenge some calls sometimes. I know we have a guy for that,
right,
but doesn't he answer to Jamal Mosley? So when he sucks for a full season, Jamal, go ahead and get rid of him. And whoever your shooting coach is, I've said this before on the show, I'm going to say it again. If our offensive coach comes back next year and it's the same guy, that's the luckiest man in America. And he'll buy a lotto ticket, because he should be fired, because our offense stinks and our guys can't shoot. So like, let's remember that, right? Like, let's not just get Desmond Bane and pretend we're a top 3 seed now. Like, it doesn't make sense to think that. And part of it comes from the coaching. And I think Jamal has grown as a coach. There's definitely things that are better about him now than were in season 1. He's better about trying to find a rotation, but sometimes he gets too locked in on it. You know, no one's going to be perfect when it comes to coaching, but right now I don't see what I need to see from him, but I also don't see the team around him either. So it's not completely his fault.
Yeah, so let us know what you think, Second Cousins. Do you think Jamal Mosley is the guy to push this team to championship contention and maybe one day a chip? Man, that would be good. That would be something else. Whew. Hope we're
I hope I'm wrong, because like I said, everybody loves Jamal.
Oh yeah,
he seems like a great guy. But
we're rooting for him. We're rooting for him. Yeah,
you got to make him do the chores, Coach. Come on.
All right, Peesh. Well, it's coming to that time of the show. You only have one chore, one responsibility, Peesh. In the large inning, you got to press that button. There it is. Okay, Peesh. So the Stanley Cup Finals are over. The Panthers win. I remember you mentioning that you took them. Did you win the office pool?
I did win the office pool.
Oh, yes.
I have not received the money yet, but I am the victor of our office pool, as I selected them to repeat as Stanley Cup champions. And I won by a tiebreaker, selecting how many goals were scored. There was one other person we tied. He also selected the Panthers, but he only selected 25 total goals in the Stanley Cup Finals, which is ridiculous. They scored 45. My guess was 48. I was 3 goals away.
Wow.
Right on.
Wow.
And
impressive, Peesh.
We got that money coming in.
Okay.
That's why we can get new shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
New car. Let's do it.
Look out for Card Cousins, too. Peesh has been opening cards over on Card Cousins, and maybe a couple more blaster boxes coming.
Card Cousins, man. Check it out. Check us out on eBay, too. Court Cousins. We're selling stuff. Speaking of cards, do we collect Bane rookies now? Do we go back? Do we try to get these from Grizzlies fans or what?
That's a great query by you, Peesh. Yeah. I mean,
I saw one cheap. I'd pick it up.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to it. If I'm in a shop right now and I'm seeing Desmond Bane rookies, I'm grabbing them. I'm grabbing them now.
Okay.
But I'm not going out of my
Yeah.
way looking for it. I'm not paying a lot for it because it's going to be in a Grizzlies jersey, and that just doesn't look good in the PC.
Yeah, you got to carve out a special spot for guys in other jerseys, and I have that spot, so I will.
Okay,
go get
well,
some Bane.
I got to amend my collection then. So, Peesh, the Stanley Cup Finals are over, as I just said. The NBA Finals will be coming to an end here soon. Are we turning our attention to baseball? Peesh is a Nationals fan, ladies and gentlemen, and before you just, jump down his throat about, well, why is he a Nationals fan? From Vermont, very close to Montreal, the Expos became the Nationals, and this man, my co-host, my cousin, is a loyal son of a bitch. So, Peesh, how are we feel? Are the Nationals any good? Do you have any hope? Are you also rooting for the Rangers because they've been good in previous years? Are you splitting loyalties now?
No, the Nationals stink. They're pretty much a minor league baseball team in the majors. They always just have a bunch of good young players. And then when they get good, they ship them off to other teams for other younger players, and they just kind of rinse repeat. Hopefully, all the young players are good at one time, like when we won the World Series in 2019.
Yes.
And then right after that was over, we kind of were like, oh, you go there, and then everybody's gone now. And that gets depressing to watch after a while. So yeah, I'm not really paying too much attention to them. I got the Rangers hat on because I'm going to the Rangers game after we record this to see them play against the Royals, which is one of the only two teams in the MLB I have not seen. So now I've only not seen the Seattle Mariners, and then I will have seen all of Major League Baseball. I've already seen all of the NBA, and I've seen all but one team in the NHL. And then I have to work on football because I haven't seen as many football games. But it's pretty good for a guy who doesn't make a ton of money from Vermont. Yeah. I've got a good resume of things seen. So yeah, I'm paying a little of the Rangers, and don't forget about the Brewers. Don't sleep on the Brewers now. I lived in Milwaukee for a while.
Oh, that's true. That's true. So Paulo, I know you're watching. Your boy hasn't seen your hometown Seattle Mariners play. Why don't you fly Peesh out? That'd be a cool thing to do.
Let's catch a game.
Fan. Yeah.
So you, me, and Bane. Let's catch a game. We'll get to know each other.
The big three.
Dap up. If I get a chance to dap up Bane and it's not that good, I'd be disappointed. I'd be almost afraid to do it.
Yeah.
Because if it's not that good, like
it's a high
the
bar.
Bar's been set too high.
Yeah.
Speaking of setting a high bar, I'm sure you have at least 30 trips planned this summer because you're always going everywhere.
Yeah.
How many trips do you have planned this summer? Where are your trips taking you?
I don't know, planned. I mean, unfortunately, the Hamptons had to get canceled this weekend because our friend's sister's not doing well. So, but the big one is going to Denver, Colorado in case there's other Denvers out there. I don't know why I needed to say Colorado. Going to Denver to visit my boy Connor and his wife, who just had their second child, staying there for a week. And then we are continuing on our journey, flying to Hawaii, to visit Nadra's sister, who now lives out there, for another week. And your boy got a convertible. I'm gonna be cruising around Kauai, the tropical island, and just hanging out. Other than that, just like little things here and there.
Not learn anything from your last trip to Hawaii, because you are a man who needs shade.
That's true. Fuck.
You had better put a roof on that goddamn car. Otherwise, you're gonna come back redder than your hair, sir.
That is very true. Damn it. Yeah. Other than that, it'll just be little things. I'm pissed that Avelo's working with the deportation flights because I really want to go out there, but my morals don't let me. But maybe I'll make it out to Dallas. I'm tired of seeing
all these signs against ice. I'm a man who works on ice. Come on. I'm tired of it. I see these signs all the time, people taking ice, and I'm like, what do people got against ice? I'm an ice man. A lot of my people in my community, we use that as our login name. I mean, I pick a different acronym because that's killing me, man.
Oh, that's fucking good, man. All right, so the Magic just got Desmond Bane, and I know one of the things you like to do while you're kind of sorting, doing the eBay stuff, whatever, you like to watch simulations, or guys run simulations. Have you watched a Magic simulation yet? And I guess if you haven't, when can we expect a report about what happens, Peesh?
Yo, get lost, friend. I've already watched 3 of these bad boys just since the Bane. Just since the Bane trade, the guys got on it early, and I'm like, well, I got to see what happens.
Wow.
It seems pretty fun. I like those. Well, sometimes we win it in year 2, sometimes it's year 3, but usually they get to a W at some point.
Nice.
I love watching those for some reason, especially I find them interesting even of other teams sometimes, just to see what's going on. And then that kind of gives me a little perspective on who some of the younger players are to see like how they develop. And then if you're really a big time player of 2K, you can see what players the game likes developing so that you know who to draft. You can get some steals in late rounds by just watching a few years ahead and seeing who some of these guys are. So, I mean, to be honest, that was where I got a lot of my early, these guys are good. And that's why I know about who VJ Edgecombe is and, some of the other guys. And then I look into it afterwards, but a lot of it has been watching those simulations. I recommend them. I'd like to start getting into filming some of them, to be honest. It'd be a cool thing to do maybe for a sidebar for the show. I don't have the current game, but we need to rectify that. I think it'd be a fun watch if we did one of those.
Who's VJ Edgecombe?
He's a player in the NBA draft. He could go in the top 5.
All right,
Yeah,
so he's not. We're not going to be sniffing that.
No, we're not.
Okay. All right, got it.
No. Lastly, because we talked a lot about logos today,
Mm-hmm.
we also said goodbye to Cole Anthony, to KCP. We gave people the flowers. I got to ask you about another very vital thing in the history of our fine team, and that is the Comet Ball. Will you miss the Comet Ball?
I like the Comet Ball. Yeah, I think that was a cool logo.
Good.
I dig it. I like the trail. I think, it was a little bit of a divergent from the ball with the stars, but it was in the same ethos as that. It's on the move, right? And it was cool to make it more spacey. And then we had those weird space jerseys. Miss maybe is too strong of a word, but I enjoy it. I have the Wendell Carter Jr. jersey they all did with just the big Comet logo. I have a couple hats that I really like with that logo. I like it. I like it. So yes, one solo tier for the Comet Ball piece.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Comet Ball, and I think that's why, like, when I saw the rebrand, I was like, well, we didn't really need a whole rebrand. We could have just gotten the old jerseys back, and we would have been all fine with it. We didn't really need a new logo. I mean, I don't dislike this logo, but it was like, we don't really need it.
Yeah.
But here it is. It's here anyway. I'll miss the Comet Ball a little bit, but I like it. It's a good throwback. I think in like 5-10 years, we'll be like, oh, those are cool. And then we'll wear what jerseys we wore last year as a throwback, and it'll be like, wow, these are dope. I'm definitely getting these.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Oh, yeah, they'll bring it. Right. In 10 years, it'll be like how we feel perhaps about the throwbacks. I
don't think I'll ever like it more than our original throwbacks.
Yeah, I misspoke. That's stupid of me. Dumb. Oh, why'd I say that? It's been good. It's been a good show, Peach. It's been a throwback of a show, shall we say. The old pinstripes on this show.
By the way, I'm not sure if you can smell it or not. I can. Beware. Watch out. All of that wood getting burnt by Lewis right now with the new logos.
Oh, yes. Yes, Lewis is definitely in the factory. Shout out Lewis. I got the rug right here. Look at this puppy. Look at that.
Look at that rug.
The rug in the studio. So sick. Awesome. Love you, Lewis.
Yep.
Love you, Patreons and all the supporters out there. Thank you, listeners, second cousins, for coming through. If you haven't already, like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Until next time, we will see you later. Peace out, everybody.
Thanks for coming.